Welcome, welcome. Come into the room. Come into the room. Hey, Nitra. Hey, Nina. Welcome. Hey, Iron Why? What's going on? My head, come on into the room. Hey, Tracy. Girl, Tracy, what you up to, Tracy? Why you Tracy, you got to come up here and talk to me. Why you didn't want James son? Now you say you been, I believe you can handle it. Get you a little young whippersnapper. He say he want him he like a little older woman, seasoned woman. We need to we need to see if they got any more eligible bachelors around there by James so you and Dovey can do a little cute little Nina, wouldn't it be cute if Tracy get her little one of Mr. James's little friends and they can come on as a foursome? Boy, what a show. What a weekly show. I don't even know if we deserve such goodness, Nina. I don't even think we've been good enough girls for Christmas. I mean, for Santa Claus to bless us with such a gift that would be. All the shenanigans. Oh, you do? Oh shit. Tracy. Oh, I was trying to fix Tracy up with Michael, but Tracy's, James's son. But Tracy said she got a man. Tracy got a man at home. 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 Hey, who your man? Come tell us. Tracy, I was one of your very first supporters over there after Pizza turned us on to your comedy gold. And if anybody should get an update and exclusive on your new man, it should be the dog, right? Everybody over there running queues. I don't see nobody else live. Ness ass said she was gonna go live. I'm sitting here waiting. Hell, I'm even desperate for an op to go live at this point, but not that kind of op though. I gotta be able to stomach you at some point. Child, I would love to give y'all some kind of in-depth analysis on how I feel about all the week's event. But I ain't gonna lie. Hey Reed, what's up, boo? I'm tired. I don't even want to put myself in the line of fire. Just not out of fear, just out of I just don't give a fuck. I got some opinions. Now, I have been very careful with my commentary. Well, I haven't went live, but my commentary on panels and stuff when it comes to Lady Nika's portion of everything, because I know what it feels like to be piled on. And I know what it feels like sometimes when you got a lot going on, but people, and it's easy sitting down. People tell you, you need to be going doing this. Now, what I don't like, because y'all some hypocritical motherfuckers sometimes. Like, even like how Reed says, you never know what people be going through and what people be escaping from. Like, y'all kill me when y'all act like, for example, if you say it's somebody's birthday, y'all act like on somebody's birthday or whatever, you be with them 24/7. There ain't a minute. You don't get a lunch break. You don't get a 2:15s or nothing. Like, y'all be acting like life stops for stuff. So say you've been, I don't know, even if it's like your birthday, I mean, it's non-birthdays back. It depends on what you put into it. I mean, something could just be dinner and you go back home and you will be twiddling your thumb. I mean, y'all, it's almost like it's just weird how we do with this app. Like the people be on it obviously, and it's like you judge in the way in which you use it, because it's just like you can't. Y'all act like people can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Like you can have an event earlier in the day and come on YouTube like you would do, or you cannot be an adult and sit there and want to go on there, but then care what people think because they thought you supposed to be at something. Child, ain't no, this app ain't supposed to be that difficult. And another thing, and say you in the hospital. Well, shit, what other time to be getting on the motherfucker? It's bored. The goddamn CNAs and nurses overwork. They don't want y'all black ass pulling the damn car light and working them the damn. They done already gave you your sherbet and your graham crackers and your motherfucking ice. Leave them damn CNAs alone. So then, when like for example, when Mr. William was in there, I mean, he came on, he did his little 1-2 by Natasha. He got a little elevated. But I mean, what was the alternative? They already done gave him his sherbet. You know, he probably on some kind of diabetic diet. You only get your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and you get two diabetic snacks. At night, you get your peanut butter and crackers. Other than that, you just sitting there catching up on things. He don't strike me as the stories type of dude. You know, catching up on the stories, as my grandma used to call them, the soap operas. So when you got downtime like that, or for example, had I been around the sector when I was on bed rest, do you know the hell of 7 straight months of bed rest? Baby, soon as the pea stick turned to the double things, I had to be on bed rest. Imagine. I'm so glad I ain't had y'all hoes to cut up with, because you know how they say who the people who you talk about is what your baby gonna look like. Cause it gets ugly around here, and I know I get ugly right back with them as far as my mouth. And if my beautiful baby had to come out, ooh, imagine if my beautiful baby had to come out looking like, oh, one of my adversaries, child. So, it's sometimes you might want to have sacred times where you kind of just get block the BS. So maybe I'll put an amendment to it. But y'all get what I mean, though. Like if you're sick, okay, you can't go nowhere. So you're gonna get on here. Like it's just funny to me how people judge each other's use of the app whilst. I love using whilst or whilst. It makes me feel European, like Simon pretends to be. Um, like we can't do multiple things. And like sometimes, like Nika was saying real shit. Like I know they was clowning her in the chat, and they was talking to her about grief and she should get up off of here, and this not the place to be. But for her, if you are in the home, and I hate to even repeat the details, but if you're in the home of the place where something occurred, and if everybody else is going on, moving on, because they have folks gotta work, bills gotta get paid, people can't sit there. Shit, like my husband say, we can't sit here and cry together. What's going on? Shit, hell, somebody gotta go make these bills. Like that's his excuse for not being mushy mushy. What we both gonna do? Get us some ice cream and cry about it? So, one of us can't gotta stay together, keep it together. So when people aren't around and kids gotta go to school, and her eggs or whoever have to go to work and do they do, life unfortunately and fortunately moves on, even in the lowest of times. So to give you an outlet is not weird. Like that's the one part. Not that I don't see some other points on the side. Like I see some points on both sides. I just really hate the only really thing I think I really truly hate is that I feel like that the Buddy Lee situation could have been completely avoidable. I do believe that pressure from people came, and then when I finally did take people's advice and go listen to some of the live. Now I'm not replaying the whole thing, but and there's another thing. Oh, that pissed me off when we was over at YouTube cameras. Everybody, y'all kept telling people to just go watch the live, go watch the live. That's what the fucking recap channels are for. We don't never go watch. Y'all do this different shit when we get visitors around. This weird to me. Like we have norms in the B set. Every community has its own established norms, right? Nobody goes and watches Lemon's frat house full of stank balls and goddamn leftover malt liquor for no 8 hours. We get the hot spots and we discuss. So when this people's favorite people, it be amusing how these rules change. Like since when did we need to go watch a whole live before we could even comment? Hell, some of the best material is folks commenting on shit they don't know what the fuck they talking about. But if you get you get the hot spots and you out. Almost like a hoe bath. Get the pits, the tits, the ass, the cooch, and you out of there. You gotta go to work. You came in late night in your 20s, you gotta get the hot spots sometime. Get the hot spots and get out. And then that's what recap channels for. If we gotta watch the whole 7 hour live and then have a breakdown and practice our dissertation ahead of time before we go to the class, aka panel, then what the fuck we need a recap channel for? Like it kills me when we start doing these hypocritical uh type of things. And it's just really weird. But one thing, me and Nina always say, well, Nina always say, and now we both say it too. It's like whenever, like, the gay men over here, for example, how they like defend each other, even if they don't like each other, like they'll kind of be a solid unit. And it's like, even if some things frustrate you, we always say, That's how it should be. That's perfectly natural. You should speak to your own agenda. You should have solidarity. Black women just late to the bus and missed the transfer and misplaced their bus ticket and got blind on the way there. Like, we the ones still got, everything on our back and it's about to crack. So the communities of people, whether it's an ethnicity type of community, whether it's a sexuality type of community, white, and so like the black sector, you can't say one thing. You can't say is they stick the motherfucking together. We divided here more than a darn. I mean, child, I don't even know. So it's like, so it kills me when we start asking for loyalty in a place that's split up. I would venture to say we had more people over at the live, but it leaves live today being hard on Lady Nika from our own sector than we did from the back sector. This shit was wild. Like, it was the people from our sector, the scoring lovers, scoring mods, scoring friends, scoring everybody, trolls, whoever, from our place, the ones giving it to her. And you can obviously see she wasn't in the state to be up there. I think she just felt like she really cares about, Buddy and Lady La and what they feel, and that if they need to talk to her. But I do see another side to that, though. To be fair, what Room Shaker actually was trying to, Room Shaker really made a good point, but it wasn't even self-serving for her. She was more so talking about her supporters and people in the beef sector, about, like, does it not matter that a lot of stuff got severed for misunderstandings. And I know Nika was just, kind of just overwhelmed. That's why they said it's best to do that later, because some of the answers did sound a little flippant. Like, I don't really care, but I don't really care about the people who I threw away over here in my safety. I just care about y'all, because y'all my first home. Y'all my trio of people. We ain't got no issues. Why in the world would we ever have an issue? I felt like I was in the twilight zone a little bit. But then when the people start piling on, see, that's when my natural defenses come, because I'm not gonna let nobody, I can critique Lady Nika, but you ain't finna just be beating her down, not on my watch. That's just crazy. She's pretty much, she is the only one who ever put a stop to that colorist foolishness, to the point of not just the joning and, playing the dozens, as you call them, but just basically I come on the panel and people just like, oh, you crispy, ugly black bitch. You shouldn't even live being that dark. That type of abuse that other people just thought was fine, right? And she's the only one who ever made a stand, and I can't even say that I go on her panel in proportion to the support that I give other people. She's the only one who made a stand on that real cruel ass bullshit. And I try to remember that and have grace. Um, I do think that there's a air of influence, and that has something to do with my other relationship not working out. But I can't, I'm not going to sit here and be like, not talk to people or don't come around people, because see, in that way, if whatever planned hatefulness or planned attempts to, remove get those people to not fuck with me or support me or whatever, I'm only gonna let that win by doing that. So I stayed away from Lake Nigga Chat for a minute, for a while, but I went back over there, especially doing all of this, because it's like, okay, I do have some loyalty, I do have a little sense of solidarity. I don't know why I should not at all for this sector, but if we're gonna have an issue, I don't like a pile on. Like, I like a fair one. Like, the pile on to me is weak as fuck, and it's embarrassing how we represented to me over at the other channel. It was very embarrassing. And then if I was the black sector, I would laugh at us, because it is. I mean, it's. I mean, even in their disagreements. And then somebody was telling me, I don't know if it was Nina, I don't know who it was telling me that, trying to get me, because I didn't watch the Bailey Live. Now I finally seen, what was it? Somebody was trying to get me to make see a point, because I hadn't seen it. And when I saw it, the light bulb went out. And that was what it was. Those people over there, like Brenda, who had paid $150 and plus the tips, were mad as hell. It's like, we're queer, we're here, get used to it, don't fuck with us. I mean, they were like protesting. It was like coming at his ass. It's like, and the poor man, I have to, Buddy Lee is so respectful, even with all the other stuff. He does have a very respectful demeanor. I mean, he could call women bitches and hoes and bus trains and bus hoes all night long for all I know. But I know when hear him interact or interact with him, he's always very pleasant, very respectful, very cordial. Just a stand up dude. And even in the way that I got to hear the other live, and people did over exaggerate. He was very respectful. He was not nasty. I feel like he had a few batteries in his back, maybe AAA, one or two, just enough, like the kind you put in the remote. But cause today it was like all love, like nobody was really mad. That was a very mature discussion. But like I said, I think they could tell you could tell you was dealing with adults. We need to just table this to later because some things ain't making sense, and I don't want to hold your foot to the fire if you're not in your best if you're not presenting your best self. And I thought that was very maturely done. But I do believe it was much to do about a whole lot of other stuff. And I could kind of see the struggle for the men sometimes. They probably, because they be trying to please the different women, like it's almost like, we have people, women who love him, but all his little love that surrounds him for the most part are people that don't get along with each other. Like before I wasn't over there. And I have to tell me and Rose's origin story. I don't know if I've ever told it before. But basically I didn't know I had a secret admirer. And I was like, I even told Rose, he just started laughing because I was like, don't get mad at me, Rose. But a while back, I mean, when I first started talking, I guess about last year, whatever maybe it was. Yeah, last year sometime. I would get like random cash apps from like on this road. And I had heard him. I said, ain't that weird guy over there that seems a little socially awkward? I don't know. He seems weird, or is he slow or something? I even told Ro this, so no, this ain't no secret. And I was like, but I thought I saw him over there with like, Trish, and like other, graveyard type of, locations. Cause me, I'm all, how I am. I'm a snob when it comes to it. Like I'm rebuilding over here, but I love me, audience. I always just tell people like, I'm not gonna come over here and drag you with less than 100. I'm too much of a superstar for that. I need a big chat to do big things, right? So I would get these cash apps and like these encouragements, especially when I was going through different, like, my little dramatic type sagas on here. And it would always be like, keep your head up, boo, and you one of my faves, and I love me some demons. So, and I'm like, that weird guy, that honest raw guy, like he watches me. Like I've never been over there. Let me go over there. And at the time, Talon and Sassy and his whole uppity and all of them were over there. And like, so I started looking and paying attention a little bit, and I was just like, "Oh, that's so sweet!" Like he always sends me like random cash apps, and he'll watch me. I just never knew I had like a little admirer, a little fan. I don't ever really see what other people see sometimes when it comes to like, excited. Like the first time we ever talked on the phone, like he was actually excited. Like I was like, I would never think somebody would over here would be like that about you. I guess people, see you how you don't see yourself. I don't know. It was just he was always doing supportive stuff. And then one day I just went over there and I just got to see and I realized why those people there over there, were pouring into him, like Jay Dunn and people like that normally, kind of reserved a little bit because he does make you want to not necessarily protect him, but bring him in. And then you see that he, has such a genuine heart or whatever. And then he's funny as hell. So that's kind of our little origin story. 1 second. Me and Ro. And I wish I had a caught on to the magic that is on this road a little earlier in the game. I mean, when I tell y'all, if y'all don't go over there and watch this latest video with him over there dancing with them, with those the little puffs that you put in your head when they tell you to do it for your baby hair to grow, the little individual little puffs, and you put them in there, and you put the little black rubber bands on there until their hair start growing out. So that's what he got. He got his baby. He rocking rough and stuff with his afro puffs, and he's trying different genres of dance and exercise and everything. So I think we need to make sure we support on this road his fitness journey, y'all. Oh, there go my baby. I was just in here, eyes closed. You know how I do, not even darn really focusing on the chat as usual, and you just sit here. So I love it when it's authentic like that because you can tell it wasn't like trying to like get you to hear it. I literally is over here not even paying attention to the screen, and I look up and there go my boo. His puffs are hydrated. Yes, Cousin Ro. I love Cousin Ro when he gets into it. But what I don't love is when Ro gets into that. But no, that's what I love about Ro. He gonna be loyal to you. Like all the shit I get into. Hell, he ain't never left me for dead. So I can't get mad when he gives that other grace to other people he care about. But with the lemon thing, I was just shaking my head the whole time, like, oh, Ro, come on now. You know that I know that you know that I know that we know what we know. You know, like, I mean, let's not, whether the first receipt was questionable, those are just details. Like, quit worrying yourself with details, quit overthinking, quit being grown. You just don't even worry about it. The point is that we got what we needed. And also back to my title, Demon Soul in the Clutch. I am demanding my respect around this motherfucker. There is no better producer than me. The DJ is the motherfucking producer. That's one of my favorite lines from Friday. I mean, not from Friday, but from one of the house party movies. But production is very important to a good show, y'all. Like, I understand everybody wants, who's the kings and queens of this and that and all of that and who did they big one or whatever. But I really feel like yesterday, no matter how trivial it was a group effort. Because let's put it like this. Now, I was listening to a little argument with Shakim and Pizarro over there arguing about credit. They so funny. So it's not necessarily credit. I'm willing to do a little compromise and say it was a group project. It was a group effort. Yeah, my phone keep going dark. I'm gonna have to get ready. I'm not gonna be on long. Yeah, hold on a second. I think it was a group effort, right? So, for example, when I was over there just talking to Jay Wilson, and I was like, we keep talking about this shit. Let's go get straight to the horse's mouth. Let's go get Shaquille. Um, and I go get him shit. So when I went to go get him to come over here and talk about when I went to go get him to talk about the whole situation when he was over at Ness's the night before to explain the what we want to call it, the encounter, the sexual experience, if you will. I did not know that shortly before he came over to join me, that I would have a nice old nasty piece of receipt in my box. That wasn't nothing that I could have prearranged or knew about or thought. So I don't like I was telling everybody all along when it was hollering play, play, play. I was like, well, if it's a play, then Ness and Shaquille, they running it. Don't be getting mad at the messenger because we got receipts. So basically, we got the receipt. Jay Wilson, he was on there salivating at the mouth. Pastor wanted that receipt and them details of that darn room. So that when I tell you, Pastor was interested in the details in that room, he made sure I can't slow down. And then what else? And then you had your what wearing, his what was wearing. I mean, when I tell you, Jay Wilson was soaking that up, baby, like some darn cornbread and some pot liquor. He was circling that up. He wanted to hear the details. So we got the receipt, asked for permission to send it to Jay Wilson. I get an alert later on that Jay Wilson's about to scoop me on the tea. He about to release it. He about to, and we had promised our kid and we wouldn't post it. I guess Jay Wilson was getting away on a technicality. I like that, Pastor. It's real funny because had I been available at that time, because I was out to dinner or whatever, had I been available, I guarantee you the way that Lemon was interacting with Jay Wilson on that panel and being so not mad at him for actually kind of participating in and putting his fuck shit out here. Just so respectful and listening and taking advice and asking questions and so polite. I guarantee you, just the mere fact that I had that receipt in my inbox that I did not ask for, if I would have went up there first, it would have been a whole different reaction. And that'd be the hypocritical bullshit I be talking about. And I'm like, Pizarro has trolled you to reveal your mom, for people to get in your business, question you and see blow up dolls, and then I mean she's done a great. Gotta give it to her. Shit, hell, I mean he the fool. Next day, get you to keep on going, knowing that she saw the app and wanted to, not get you to go there. So you doing all they doing all of that, and you over there talking about don't ruin my moment and shit like that. I'm like, something's wrong with this boy. Like, what do you mean ruin your moment? First of all, now you're denying this and you're making a mockery of the community, but you're still enjoying the attention. So what straight man would enjoy the attention of having people believe something? I don't give a fuck if it is 10,000 views. People around here care more about 10,000 views than having $10,000. I mean, that's a message. They really do. It's some people around here, and I believe Lemon is one of them, would take 10,000 views on every video versus $10,000 one time. I really believe that. And that's sick. Like, to actually, and some things, like, Lemon, like, I don't know if anybody else taught you, some things we're supposed to keep to ourselves. Like, we're not supposed to tell the people that we're enjoying something that we shouldn't be enjoying. I mean, if you are getting some kind of sick kink or whatever out of this, and if it really isn't the truth, but you really are as strategic as you trying to make us believe. And I'm like, you would be have a making us think that you all of a sudden to think him like a CIA strategist or like Olivia Pope is very disingenuous because I mean we know the skill and ability is not there for all of that, right? So all this I planned and pre-planning and all of that stuff, that's literally impossible with what we working with. And there's no offense. It's just facts. Now I don't think he's as slow and dumb as some of y'all. I've always gave him more credit for that. And I would always come over there and go back to how Avatar Nation days and when the heat is on, go in and sit here and see them is funny, y'all get him credit. Or I know you know what you was doing. That was genuine support. But when he turned and started being nasty and vile with me, of course I wanted to wait that receipt up. So when Jay Wilson, I leaves because I'm being a fool and keeping my word, as being a fool, keeping my word. Where some people would have just put it on their community wall or went live any damn way and say, "Oh fuck it, Shakim will be all right." But no, I'm being all keeping my word. So Jay Wilson, I finds out real time that he's sending it to someone that they have in common, which we now believe, I guess, is Wolverine, who also had access to the Discord and actually became our eye scientific witness of the validity of the receipt. So kind of weird way. I still don't know how we quantified that the receipt was altered with our blind eye. Like we ran it through one of those like search things, when they can generators where they can tell you if you cheated on your paper in college. Like I mean, I don't know what expert witnesses we're getting here because the jury is still out to me whether it's real or fake. But what we do know is that he did what nobody grown would do, and he let people troll him into showing his own phone. And this is before, and there's also never a reason to show us the front screens, and and don't y'all know how the phone and the Alexa and all that shit work? Don't you know, like you'll be scrolling Facebook and you'll be out loud talking about maybe like this new, I don't know, Kate Spade bag you saw. Then all of a sudden you'll start getting predictive, like advertising for Kate Spade. It's a thing, right? So it's like when you're doing all that stuff and your phone is picking up all of this back chatter and folks screaming gay this and F this and all of that and on there. So your phone is like, okay, you pay all this money for me, I'm gonna work for you. This is what I do. I does this. The phone is gonna say, oh, you must want to see what you normally be looking up on here in your feed. So let's go ahead and put your favorite type of content up at the top of your feed. So when you're going down, the AI and the it's funny we're using that. The AI and all the other think tanks, the Alexas and the Series or whatever, that's what they do. They processing it like millions of light speeds, way more than we are, and they're giving us basically advertisement that catered couture, actually an experience cultivated for like you individually. It's actually giving you your own like little experience because it knows what you're into, it knows what you search, it knows what you typically look up or talk about. So of course, while we're talking about all this, and you got a Siri brain right next to you, whatever, it's picking up on the topic. So hey, we can't blame, it's not Lemon's phone fault. I think the phone is getting a bad rep. The app is getting a bad rep. It's the user, never the application, always the user, right? I think it's a user issue because your Instagram is trained to show you things that you like. That's the psychology. That's where the addictions come in, or the having to check it every day. All the things that come with that, it's got something to do with getting inside your head. So if you talking about all this shit, then they thinking you want to see your normal friends and things of that nature, and so it's gonna start giving you the content that's into you. I mean, the phone is just like, oh, okay, daddy, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go and look at what we normally look at. Are you sure you want to look at it right now with all these people? I mean, we usually wait until, like, after your live, when the older women in there that be falling over you think you in that Discord, but you really off to the side, jacking off or grinding off or doing whatever, when y'all go and stay up an additional all night long some more in that Discord or whatever. So it's just thinking that you want to get your usual kink. So your phone goes ahead and shows us first things first, another Guatemala looking teen. And then we see Avenali dancers' bodies, chiseled, like, music theater fish, like, which I'm thinking is a little bit out of Lemon's league, but we saw like cast of Glee type niggas, like with their little fit, little self, and then posing, and they all out there trying to get on in LA. I'm sure there's an actor or two or three, probably a production assistant or four or five. So we start seeing what he's into and the same type of body type and size or whatever as Kim. Anyway, so it just starts showing you the stuff that he normally likes. So of course Pizarro, it worked again. She kept telling him to go up, scroll up, because she had already probably had her eye on the prize. Like, she'd already probably seen it, and like, I'm finna get him to go back over there. So, like, my whole thing is basically this: why not? Why can't it be a group effort? Oh, somebody's behind my thing. 1 second. Oh, that's Nina. See you back
Hey,
there.
girl.
What's going on? I was just thinking, like, I don't understand. Yeah, curated. That's what I was looking for. I was looking curated. Yes, curated for you. I don't know why that word bothers me. I'm like, it ain't cultivated. Curated. It's, yes. You know what I was looking for, R and Y. But I just think that this can be like a group project where everybody did their
Um,
portion.
yes, it's a group effort, I guess. Yes, yes, yes. But you definitely woke it up. You definitely are the
Well,
one who
Shakim
asked.
gave me the receipt. Oh, hey,
Well,
Red and Locked.
you asked for the receipt. You got the
No,
conversation.
he just sent me a receipt. I didn't know
Oh,
that. I didn't know a receipt
really?
exists.
I didn't know he just gave it to you.
Yeah, we
Like
didn't
I
know a
thought
receipt
maybe
exists. We wasn't talking about need no proof. We was Jay. Remember, I went over. I went to get him
for the
because Jay
receipt.
Wilson wanted to ask him questions about what he had talked about on this live the night before about the finger and the butt and all that stuff. At that point, we didn't have no receipt. And remember when I told you when I went to go get him, while waiting for him to come over there, I got the receipt. Basically, it's like,
It's
okay,
these relationships that you build, right? Like
yeah.
these relationships. Now you and your Shakim are connected. You've had, I don't know, you're proud of him. So am I, but like you have a connection with him. And he felt comfortable enough to give you a receipt. You then, you know, the conversation got juicier and better and whatever. And I find
Hey, Oprah.
uh, you and Shakim on Jay Wilson's, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then suddenly there's a receipt, and then you ask him, can I pass it on? He says yes. Jay Wilson sees it. Now, I don't know how much I can share, but basically, great. You got the receipt. He sees the receipt. And then, that whole live goes on, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I can't stand Lemon. But at this point, after understanding that there's a receipt and the receipt is receding, I mean, really, really receding, I was like, what's he going to say about this? And when I went over to Lemon's to see, and I saw Jay Wilson up there just about to give him the receipt, I was like, oh my God, not yet. Because whatever. But it worked out really, 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 really well. I mean, uh, and can I mention RNY? Because I feel like RNY
Whoever,
is.
I wonder, did they ever clear up whether Wolverine? Because when Lemon said that he was trying to describe, he was trying to remember who that was. That was in his inbox. He said, "I don't have the receipt. I have
I
something from
don't
blah
know if
blah."
it was.
What was he
You know, I
looking
said.
at?
You know how well, I don't know if Wolverine was the messenger. I'm not 100% sure. I know Erica eventually became the one because whoever Eve or Aiden or whatever didn't work out. I don't know how Wolverine just came in. I thought at first that Wolverine was the person that was going to be helpful to Jay Wilson and be the bridge, but I
Well,
can't
when
be
he
100.
said that was the last message he had gotten, and it was just a few minutes ago, I was
I
thinking, well,
th- yeah,
obviously this must be the receipt, but he didn't see an attachment, so that was weird. That Wolverine had just messaged
mhm.
him, but that he
I
didn't
guess.
see anything. I think he saw he was just stalling out.
Okay. Okay. He
Oh yeah,
probably.
R&Y did help too. Oh, R&Y
Oh no,
definitely served a
R and
purpose.
Y got that shit
Oh
going.
hey
Like,
Tay Bay.
see, she is also an unsung hero that I would like to sing out. So if R&Y wasn't there because what's his face, Lemon didn't really read the receipt. What he did, he glossed over it. He was just gonna, and what's his name? Jay Wilson wasn't slowing him down, saying, "Hey, read the receipt." But you know who did? R&Y. R&Y went up there and she was like, you know what? That's not exactly what the receipt says. And so slow down. And then R&Y is the one that suggested that he get another phone. If not for that, we would have never been able to see the Grinder app.
Oh,
So
he had
really,
well, see, yeah, because when I was out, I couldn't hear the audio, so I knew RNY was up there, but I couldn't hear the audio. So, he told them he had a separate phone.
we'll see. He wanted somebody to show, to share screen, and nobody could. And so he was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
figure out how to show his receipts without sharing a screen. And R&Y had the brilliant idea of, don't you have another phone? You could just, you know, you know, go ahead and show us through the other and show us the other phone. And guess what Lemon did? He got his
Oh, okay.
other phone with his Grinder app prominently displayed on his home screen, which came out later. So yeah, she definitely has to be mentioned. I mean,
What I don't understand, since I couldn't hear the audio part. How did they even get to his home screen? Because the point was to be matching Instagram receipts.
I'm sorry. What?
I said, what I didn't understand, because when I was peeking in, because I was at the dinner, as you know, when they was up there doing
Hmm.
all that, so that's why I didn't even know Pizarro was involved in it. When they were just like, when I was, because Sassy one told me that yesterday, she's like, oh no, Pizarro was the one who kept, trolling him to go down further, further, further. I said, oh okay. When I was following it, I was out, so all I could see was like the text. I didn't know who was. I knew already when I was up there, but I couldn't hear what was going on. So they were like, that's when she's like, oh no, Pizarro got him to go down. Like she didn't mention
Yeah,
RY's
because
part.
at first, what is it? He eventually got the receipt and he glossed over it. He was definitely not going to mention every single thing. Then he tried to pretend that it wasn't true. And then he said he's going to show his own receipts, which when you block somebody, I mean, can't you still delete whatever it is that you want to delete from
Well, they say
the
Instagram
train?
has changed it. Well, you can delete it, yeah, but it's got to match. Like you can tell if it don't match. Like if the conversations don't flow. But they said Instagram changed to now where like if like people used to run and block people first so they could own the messages and the people couldn't like get a hold to the messages. But yeah, you could always edit them after the fact. But my whole thing is, we still don't technically know that those receipts aren't real. And
Oh
with
no, I
everything
don't
else,
believe. I believe the receipts could very much be real. I'm at 90%, 92% that they're real, and I'm gonna need
right.
somebody to explain to me how they're not because the only it was very convenient for Wolverine, who is lives in Lemon's DMs to come up and say that they weren't real. That was
Right.
too. And then automatically he was. It was his word was accepted. And for me, I mean, I don't know why that is. Like I have critical thinking for everything. Like I'm just not gonna give you okay because he said so doesn't work with me. But that's how it worked in the crowd, and everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, they are fake. I was like, what? Because
Right.
one guy said so. Okay,
Well, that's how a lot of stuff happens here anyway. It's just like the choir, and then everybody, the town crier, and everybody just starts regurgitating the same thing. Armand says, I still have one main question. How do you download the app, create a profile, and then the account is suspended and banned in less than 24 hours? The magic there with this lemon. He just wants y'all to know he's just that nigga. That's his answer. Of course, we know that's bullshit, but that's what his answer is. Child.
I, he has no shame in lying. I mean, almost as if everybody is that stupid.
What really
Like
took
he
the
just
cake is coming on with a title the next day, which is today. Please telling everybody who was trying to help him, even support him, like his own followers, to please don't ruin his moment. I mean, that's some sick shit. Like, if that's not a mockery of the community, whether he was a member or not, like, don't ruin my moment. What heterosexual man would consider any of this something to embrace?
he said he never received an email. Ooh, RNY, RNY, and all her backup uh, verifications, sense, all the things that she throws out. It's crazy. Yeah, he
Yeah,
could
that's another
easily.
thing. He kept lying. He was just lying to be lying. When I did get a chance to come back and listen to some of the volume, he was just up there just telling stupid lies, and I'm just like, and then the lies that he confessed with a while back were just ones that didn't even have to be told. Like, for one thing, if he does come out, like, he don't understand. This sector is a black gay male's playground. I mean, it's pretty much you can ride
And
all
he,
the rides. There's no height requirements. I mean, you got a rest. It's unlimited. Like, it's like a black man's Six Flags. So, like, and then I
hey,
mean,
Krista.
the women automatically cater to you. I mean, like, there's really no
Yes,
loss
well,
in this
look,
for him to
well,
come out.
maybe there is a little bit, right? Because the
At
fact that
home, maybe, but not here.
no, no, no. Like the amount of money he was making as a pseudo straight man in the sector for that moment, like not anymore. His numbers have dropped significantly, dramatically. But
Well, he said his money
before,
ain't.
I don't believe that. I think, I mean, I think he's still making good money, but there was a point where it was just ridiculous. And these
Right.
women were just losing their minds. And I think the fact that they thought he was straight had something to do with it. I mean, maybe not. Yeah, he'll still do well, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be. But also, it was the beginning of when he started. So back to group effort. Um, Definitely, Jay Wilson did his thing by taking it to him. Because had he
Betraying
not,
confidence. Why did he?
but
My whole thing is, why did Jay Wilson feel like he needed to give it to Lemon? Why was Lemon asking him for? Because I didn't hear none of that.
I don't know. I guess he just wanted to. Maybe he was testing the waters, and maybe he had some sort of
And
loyalty
then when they
to
asked him to screen share
Lemon.
because he had problem getting a receipt, Jay Wilson didn't want to do that. And
Right.
I was thinking to myself,
I
well,
feel
Jay
like
Wilson, what's the difference? I mean,
I think that was his last hold on like honor or being trustworthy. That was
oh,
his
so it's like
last
I'm not
little
posting
thread.
it technically.
Yeah, that was his last.
Oh,
But it's already been done. So, but anyways, although yes, definitely he betrayed trust. I would say that it really worked out in the favor of the sector that he did that because had he not taken it over there, we would have not gotten any of this bullshit. What would it?
right. And had Shaquille not sent me the receipt, we would have never had a reason for Lemon to be going through his phone. I don't understand why people don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shakim, it was funny. Shakim and them was arguing about it. I mean, they could argue about it. It ain't that serious, but they were arguing about it. I heard a little bit of it before I came over here, and I'm just like, but that's common logic. Like, Had we not brought the receipt to have something for people to say was even fake, it would not have made us say, let's see the phone to see if they match up, because I had already knew that that was the only solution. I had said that earlier before I went out to dinner. I was like, the bet. I said, well, okay, because people kept saying, no, you blindly believe in Shakim. I said, okay, well, fuck it. Say it is fake. Hell, I don't give a fuck. It don't affect me. But the only true way to do it is the Instagram. Is go Instagram to Instagram, dates to dates, line up to line up. Hell, I don't know other way. I'm just saying. And then after that point, I left. And ultimately, that's what he picked up the phone to do. Had he, what else was the reason would he
Hmm.
have to show us his
Hey,
phone?
Lady Nika.
What? Oh, hey, Lady Nika. What other reason would he have to show us his phone had it not been to prove to the crowd that those receipts were fake?
Well, people love to forget, right? They don't see the train, and if there's anybody that they're going to not give credit to, they'll happily do that. So back to group effort. Jay Wilson doing that actually worked out in the favor of the storyline. And then the last person I would say is Pizarro, because had she not gone up there and just kept annoying the fuck out of Lemon about scrolling all the way down, uh, we would not have seen like more. We would have stayed on Instagram. We would have. We wouldn't have seen the guy with the crop top and the the muscular midriff, the posing guy, or the skit with the guy with the wig and the what's it called, the fur coat in the classroom. There were so many things that were going on as what's his face was going through his Instagram, showing us exactly who he was, what he's interested in, what he likes. And then eventually he goes to his home screen and we see what we see, and the whole chat is like, what? Oh my God, grinder, grinder. Now, the panels, I think Jay Wilson saw it. I feel like Pizarro did, maybe Armwa. I don't know if she was still up there, but Jay Wilson definitely saw it. But Lemon hadn't seen it yet. It took Lemon a good second to understand, oh, they saw Grinder.
I want to know also, when did Lemon get? It's people who believe in his theory that he did that to be ahead. When did Lemon become such a
That's because
strategic
they're
thinker?
stupid.
I mean, come on.
No.
Even his most loyal lemonade. I'm about to say lemonhead, whatever they call lemonade, whatever, knows that Lemon is not that strategic and no thinker. Come on now. Are you really kidding me? First of all, how would he know? Think why would that be something that? And if he is, it goes to show that he, you know what? He probably did think this up because it's poorly executed and it makes no sense. So there we go. Okay, I'll
Oh,
give it
shut
to
up.
him now. Now that I think about it, yeah,
Girl,
he can
please.
get credit.
No, no.
It makes sense for him to get credit because the idea for only somebody like an idiot would come up with that to be something that we would
Girl, please.
believe.
That man was grinding and humping
No, what I'm
and
saying, that's what I'm
showing.
saying.
Mhm.
He's right. Like, I'm gonna give it to him because he can have that. Because only somebody that was slow and off would think that we would believe some shit like that. So hey, if he won't, if either way, he doesn't win in my scenario. So it's crazy. He's not that high level thinker, because if he was a high level thinker, that would have never came out of his mouth. What in the hell would that do for anything?
Yeah, he
Like,
just thought if I said that, then maybe I'll just accept it. I'll just say that I did it because clearly they see it. I can't make them unsee it, so I'm gonna have to create some sort of story. And then, like, so much has been understood about Lemon in the past 2 days, including that he lives with his mother, which makes
I
sense now.
mean, that ain't been verified. She say that's what I understand. If she telling his T that he lives in the studio, then she would say that she lived with her. So she's lying for him in one way, but then not in the other way. So she won't upgrade him to the two-bedroom, but she still says that he lived by himself in the studio. So
I don't
that
know, maybe, well, somebody said something about maybe he has his own thing in the back or something, and that's what she's calling a studio. because he's always there, and that is an older woman's house.
Well, it's not. It's sparsely. Well, I guess because that's his room. I'm gonna say, y'all deduced that it's an older woman. There must be an old woman who don't have shit. Because have y'all seen his linens and the walls? There's no decor.
Okay, I don't know, babe. I'm not gonna go 100 on that, but we'll see.
And as loud as he be up and doing them marathon lives, I doubt he live with his
Well,
mama.
see,
But
well,
she would know that she
pe-
was staying in her own house,
pe-
though. Like,
people have brought out the theory that she works overnight.
yeah, but when they asked, does Lemon live in a two-bedroom or does he live, I mean, by himself, or does he have, I mean, whatever, she said, oh, he has a studio. Like, she would know if it's her place. Like, why would she not lie on one hand, but then lie for him on the other end, is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Like, they don't really, I'm thinking that the mom don't
I mean,
stay.
it's a good question. I don't know. I really
Because if
don't.
the mom also stayed there, like, and that's another thing. When Lemon be having to keep his niece all those hours to help his sister out. Like, if the mom was there, he wouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know.
There's no way he strategically placed this mannequin. Hmm. So you think that it's not his house? That's not.
I mean, I think he lives there with a roommate. Which I don't know what's the wrong with admitting that. I mean, that's totally normal. It's California. I thought it was a lie that he had a two-bedroom by himself in California. With what job? What type of pedigree? Like, he don't even have no degree. Like, I mean, it's people who are very educated and make good money who don't even live by themselves especially in the valley like that. So that would have been more unbelievable than that. It's totally normal to have a roommate. That's why I don't understand some of the things that we're lying about aren't very well thought out.
Oh, girl, our friend Krista.
What she
Uh,
do?
well, have you heard her reaction to this?
She seems to just be in a twilight zone about it, but I can still. But and the funny part of it is that if he
Is
wanted
she
to
here?
resume the little thing that they got going, she'd be totally ready tomorrow.
Oh, definitely. She's on board. She's over there. She's got her tickets. She's ready to go. Let's ride this train, this ride. But basically, she's like, I know him, and I don't. I think it's a play, and I don't think he's gay. That's what she
But then
said.
it's also a problem if he's running the play. Then, like either way, it's still a problem. And what straight man would be okay with running a play like that?
I don't know. She knows him better than we do. Ooh, okay. I think that's his house.
I thought Duke was gonna maintain, give us what we needed tonight, not to move. Like Duke is supposed to be like Duke. You've been over there playing too many video games. I need you to get back in the
Girl,
game
you
now.
obviously did not see Just Krista's live today because Duke was over there laying
No,
pipe,
I
literally.
didn't. When?
They were over there almost having uh phone sex on her channel right there. Girl,
Oh,
girl,
okay.
you
So
have
Duke
to,
understand what needs to be done in a time
he
like this.
is doing
Okay,
everything
yes,
that
okay,
needs to be
yes.
done.
Duke, shout out to my boy. That he told me he wasn't gonna leave me hanging with the dating show with all of it.
Girl,
He
he
said he
had a
ready for the fuck
shovel.
shit.
He was, I don't know, there were so many innuendos they were throwing over there, some moaning voices and shit. I was like, okay, Krista.
I love coworkers like that I can like do because I don't have to have a particular download or a meeting and he knows we already discussed what our goal was for this Krista. He already knows what the program is. He don't need to keep being micromanaged. He knows to go and do his thing and he knows what out and we'll come back together and confirm. See, I love working with people like dude.
Well, he had a
He is down
shovel.
to a
Girl, he had a
science.
shovel that he was pretending was a penis. I mean, he didn't say it, but the innuendo was there. There was so much going on in that live. I was like, I couldn't even drop down. It was just too much. Ugh. Oh, Lord. I mean, a whole shovel, girl. It's like he was using the shovel as the head of the, and then the okay. Do you see what I'm talking about? Can you picture it?
Whose house? Wait a minute. I think that's the house. I think that's his house. I also think he lives with someone. So why invite dragons to live with him? Where would she sleep? That was one of them empty things that he knew ain't nobody with their right mind was going to accept. Or he was just going to introduce her, I guess, to the craziness. I don't know. Because even when she was coming out there for the visit, he said he had already had booked the hotel, which I don't think he did. He just said that. So she wasn't going to stay with him even for the visit. So how could she live with him when she wasn't even going to stay with him for the visit? But Shakim was invited to live with him, and Shakim, if things went the way he wanted, he don't need no extra room, right? Because.
I mean, they were talking on the phone for a very long time, for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours
Somebody told
on
me that wasn't
end.
true. It was a whole lot of 1 minute calls. The Lemoness was saying that was just when he was trying to get Shakim to just come to the platform. It was real brief. There was like no long calls, but I didn't get to see it
Well,
real time.
Shakim said they talked for hours on
Yeah, I
Jay
know he
Wilson.
did, but somebody else even said that when they went through the thing, they was, but then somebody else said no, it was a whole lot of 1 minute calls. I don't know. I didn't actually see
There were
that.
some 1 minute calls. There was a lot of video calls too. That's a lot of looking at each other. That's a whole lot of. I mean, I don't know what they all needed to see. I mean, maybe I don't know. I guess I'm not a video person all the time and stuff, but they are because they were opening cam and calling each other and deeply connected, talking all the time, making sure that they were, in touch.
Tracy, that's so sweet, child. That's so sweet. Tracy, somebody had said Dovey was like when they was at because somebody had recommended you for James's son for his little dating show, but Dovey said that you had newfound Christianity. Have you rededicated your
James,
life to Christ?
girl, James's son is in his 20s.
I'm more interested in the rededication to Christ.
Yes. Well,
Is
my
that true,
darling,
Tracy? Because they had recommended you, but yeah, he too young. He's only 21 years old, and then he's leading with the fact that he said he got 13.5, which that boy, child, I don't know where that came in, especially with his dad and Dover. That's a weird admission. All I know is I heard about it when I didn't hear him actually say it last time I had got over it. I need to go read about that because I want to know at what point of the conversation did that fit in because he barely had said hello. And by the time I ran over there, he already had revealed he had 13.5. I'm like, how the hell did that come up? And that's a weird transition.
the
And is he
fact that
replacing
him
Peanut
and
in
his,
the Motley Crew?
I don't know, I haven't been there
I
in a
never
minute.
got to meet Peanut. That's why I need to go back and look at the old lives. No, I never got to see Peanut. Does he look like? Does he
I
look worse as James?
uh, does he look worse? He looks different from James. He's younger. He's 46. He looks younger than 46 actually. Probably early 40s looking. He's okay looking. He drinks a lot. But I feel like I liked James and Peanut dynamic more so than I did James and the son because the son just is too young over there, and it's kind of weird to be with your daddy and talking about what I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't. I didn't. I wasn't in it. I didn't like that one as much as I did the Peanut James Dovey because they're all adults and not related.
Oh, Peanut and yeah, Peanut. So Peanut is James' friend, right?
Mhm.
But okay, but he was more interested in. I don't know. I gotta go back and go see what he got going on, child. Because they supposed to be. I don't know if Michael come back this Thursday, but I need to go back and see because I didn't see the point where he went crazy and was breaking the glasses. I wonder if she still got that live up.
Oh no, I didn't see that either. Every time
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
got in an
him,
argument and then he was throwing the glasses and it was a whole melee over there from what I hear one day. And then
is
after
that
that,
at
then
the
that's when he never did
beginning?
come back.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I remember that, they didn't have they had a little falling out at the beginning, and then he came back. I didn't know they had another one.
Wow. Now I don't know. I mean I thought this was the same thing. They said he was throwing because EVS was describing and said that he broke one of her
Is that recently?
glasses.
Recently, like the past
I
couple
mean,
days?
whenever Peanut last was over there, I guess.
I don't know, girl. I haven't been there in a minute. Last time I was there, you know
No, Mr.
when you.
James, we was all just over there with Mr. James like yesterday. No, this is whenever Peanut was around, like I guess before the sun came. Whenever y'all was watching Peanut, this is when they said that he broke one of her
Okay,
glasses.
okay. I guess it didn't go well.
And they said,
Mm.
and Dovey, when she explained it, now I heard Dovy's explanation talking about the aftermath of it, and she was just saying he had too much to drink and he was a hot headed, blah
How
blah, something.
I wanted to explore James, Dovey, Peanut a little bit more, but then I didn't want to just jump on them. I wanted to savor the experience, but now it's over. I wonder how she met them. Did she ever? Did anybody ever? How did she meet them?
I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
not sure because James just seemed like some. I mean, I don't know. Cause I mean, wherever she is now, she ain't been. She been there for I guess a little bit after she left Just Read My Book place. So Dovey kind of like has like a grifter lifestyle a little bit. I think she can just meet people when she go. She would be interesting. I had posted something on my wall about these people who live on year round on cruise trips, and I didn't even know that was a
Mm.
thing.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's definitely a thing.
I could see
I love
though
it.
be doing something like that and meeting different friends and different people or whatever. And I could also see, for strangely enough, maybe in about another decade, I could see like Tracy embracing a lifestyle like that. I really could see her doing it because she like the way she likes, likes to. We didn't know how she would be.
I think
I
so
always thought
too.
she'd be to herself. I didn't think she'd like to be this life of the party thing that we saw on the cruise. That would be my opposite guess. So
I think so too. I think Tracy would have a great time living in a cruise or having the drifter lifestyle. But I also feel like she would get into some sort of fight. Somebody would knock her bird-looking face upside the head. I really, yeah. Somebody would beat
okay, here
Chris.
you go. We always gotta go there.
I'm just
Child.
saying,
Anyway,
she's gonna get mad and somebody's gonna bust her upside the head. Just
well,
watch. Hmm.
on that note, I finna wrap up. I just came to give people a quick little dirty. I've been on here an
Okay,
hour.
honey.
Every day something that's
Bye.
going on. And yeah, so I'll see y'all in the streets, y'all. I just want to come say hi real quick and show a little give a little rundown. When I can give a more in-depth thing, maybe tomorrow I'll be back, y'all. Let's go see what's going on. I'll see y'all in the streets. Bye.